If you have the File History Backup tool set up on your computer, then you're well protected in the event that you might lose some files. And this could mean that you've deleted a file that you should not have deleted, or it can mean that you've made an edit to a file that you should not have, and you need to get an older version of that file back. Now, you're not able to restore your entire system configuration from a file history backup, but you can restore individual files. So I've had my file history backup running on this computer for a few hours. I have some history of backups on this system, not much, but enough to show you how this works. So first what I want to do is delete some files. So I'm going to open File Explorer, I'll go to Documents, and I'll go to this Explore California folder. And just to have something as a demonstration, I'm going to delete two files. I'm going to take these two files and drag them to the recycle bin, and I'll even empty the recycle bin so that those files are truly completely gone. But of course, I have a safe copy stored on my file history backup. So if now I decide that that was a mistake and I need to get those files back, I have a safety net. So what I can do is go into my settings. I'll go to the category for Update and Security, and I'll go to Backup. Of course, this is where I go to see all my settings for my file history backup. We got this all set up in another movie in this chapter. So I'm going to go into More Options. I see that everything is set up and running with my backup. I'll scroll all the way down to the bottom, and I want to find this option that says Restore Files from a Current Backup. I open this up, and it gives me this window where I can see the contents of all of the folders that are in my backup. And I especially want to point out this thing up here at the top. This tells me this is how my files looked at 3:32 today. And this is my backup 2 of 2. If I hit this back arrow, the one pointing to the left down here at the bottom, it takes me to a different point in time. So this is how my files looked at 1:31. This is backup 1 of 2. Now, by the time you're looking at this, you probably have had the file history backup set up and running for several weeks or several months. So you'll see a lot more than just two different screens. And you'll be able to hit this back button several times to go back to a couple hours ago, a couple days ago, maybe even a few weeks ago. So you can go back in time until you find the folder that you're interested in, and you can open it up and see if that file that you're missing is there. So I'm going to open my Documents folder, and I'm going to go into the Explore California folder. And I can see that as of 1:31 today, those files that I just deleted were there on my computer. So I can pull them back from my backup. To do that, I'm going to hit this little box up in the top left corner of one of the files to select it. And I'm going to select both of these actually. And then I can hit this green Restore button. This is going to restore these files to their original location. And now it opens up a File Explorer window and it shows me those files back where they were before I deleted them. So that is really going to save me in the event that I lose some files that are really important to me. Now keep in mind, file history only backs up your files. If you have an issue with a virus, malware, or corruption in the Windows installation, this is not going to help you. All this does is safeguard your personal files. That's why I like to say that it's a good idea to set up two backups. A full system backup is useful if your entire computer is lost or stolen and you need to restore the entire system to a new computer. And the File History tool is great for day-to-day recovery of individual files. Having both systems set up would give you lots of options if something happens to your computer.